Okay, so we are a week into 2024, and Metro West Massachusetts has had its first snowstorm of the winter. Now, if you are new to Massachusetts, New England, the winters here you'll notice are a little bit different. One day it's blizzard conditions, you get 5, 6 inches of snow, and the next day it's 45 degrees, the sun is shining, and there's a ton of melting going on. In this video here, I'm going to share the top items you need in your home to survive a New England winter. And if you stay until the end of the video, I'm going to share one safety tip that is crucial for you to be aware of, especially if this is your first winter in New England. So stick around. Okay, the first item you need in your home to survive a New England winter is a shovel. Now, not just any shovel, you'll need a variety of shovels. You have your big shovel, which will take care of the driveway and that sort of thing, the back patio, all those areas that you need to remove lots of snow. If you plan on making a little path for the dogs to run out in the backyard to do their business, you're going to need a big shovel. In addition to that, you're going to need a smaller shovel, and that small shovel is to do small walkways, steps, those teeny tiny areas that that big shovel just can't get into because it's too big. Or when the shovel's too heavy, you can't like flick it over your shoulder. You need to move the snow elsewhere. So a smaller shovel is good for that. So you need a big shovel to remove lots of snow if you're clearing the driveway or if you're making a path for the dogs in the backyard, and you need a smaller shovel to take care of the steps and those little teeny areas that you just can't fit the big shovel in. The second item you'll need is a roof rake. Now, a couple of years ago, we had major snow and major icing, and people realized pretty quickly that getting the snow off the roof is the best way to keep ice dams from forming and damaging your roof. So roof rakes were flying off the shelves. Since then, it's become part of everyone's winter survival arsenal. So the roof rake does exactly what it's called. It rakes the snow off the roof. So you definitely want to get yourself a roof rake. The third item you need to have is a bucket of sand or salt. Now, this is especially important if you get an ice storm, which in Massachusetts, we definitely get a fair share of ice storms. Now, if you have a pet, you want to make sure that whatever sand salt you get is safe for the pet. Even if you have an indoor pet like a cat, when you are coming in from the outside, you might have sand and salt on your boots that you then shake off in the house that a pet can get to. So if you have an indoor cat or you have a dog or whatever, any sort of pet that roams around the house, you want to make sure that whatever you're using for your ice melt is safe for your pets. Now, you want to keep your ice melt inside the front door or in the garage or someplace that you don't have to go outside to get, because it kind of defeats the purpose of the ice melt. The ice melt you want to throw on after you've shoveled and when you're expecting rain or any sort of ice storm. And it's a crucial to have because if you've ever fallen on ice, it's painful. So you want to make sure that you have a bucket of some sort of ice melt or sand or salt or whatever you prefer to use. Read the back of the bag so you know if it is safe for children and pets. Now, the fourth and fifth item have to do with gear. If you live in Massachusetts or anywhere in New England, you have to make sure you have a good pair of snow boots, not fashion designer snow boots. You want to get yourself a good pair of snow boots because when you're out there shoveling snow blowing, sledding with your kids, taking the dogs out on the trails in the wintertime, you do not want a pair of boots that are going to get wet in 5 seconds. So you need yourself a good pair of boots. And I'm not sure if it's because I live in New England, but you can't beat a good pair of LL Bean boots. Now, once you have the boots, you need to make sure that the rest of your body is protected. So you want to make sure that you have a good pair of snow pants, you have a good jacket, and you want to make sure that you especially have good pair of gloves. And I always recommend getting a few pairs of gloves, or better yet, mittens. Mittens will keep your hands warmer than gloves. Nothing is worse than having cold hands, except maybe having cold and wet feet. But you do want to make sure that you have a couple of pairs of gloves or mittens, and you want to put one on your hands and you want to put one in your jacket. so you have it as a backup when you're out there in the snow and you don't want to trudge back in to put on another pair of gloves or mittens. And the last piece of gear that you want to make sure you have to survive a New England winter is a good pair of wool socks. Nothing beats, in terms of warmth and comfort, a good pair of toasty, warm wool socks. And you want to make sure that you have a couple of pairs. You don't need to buy any fancy wool socks. Any kind of wool socks will do. But let me tell you, nothing will keep your feet toastier than a good pair of wool socks. And like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm going to share one safety tip. Now, if you've never lived where there is snow before, you need to really pay attention to what I'm going to say, because knowing this tip could save your life. When you get lots of snow, you want to make sure that the dryer vent is not plugged. And by the dryer vent, I mean the vent that vents outside. There have been times where we've gotten lots and lots of snow, 2-3 feet of snow, and the snow is piled up and it's blocked the dryer vent. And when that happens, you get the gases from the dryer vent unable to escape, and it fills the home, and it's unfortunately killed people. So you want to make sure when you are getting a lot of snow that you check the dryer vent outside and make sure that it is clear of snow. I cannot stress the importance of that enough. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed this video. And if you are new to Massachusetts living in New England and you don't have the items that I talked about, head on out and pick up those items ASAP. And stay tuned in the next week or so. I'm going to make another video that is a winter survival guide for your car, which, yes, does require certain items to keep in your car to make sure that you are safe this winter. All right, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you're interested in learning more about living in New England, real estate, the housing market in Massachusetts, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that little bell so you get notified whenever a new video drops. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.